Chuck, how are you doing? Good to see you, man.
Thank you. Good to see y'all.
Hey, we're going to dive in and get started. We have some things that we're pretty excited about that we're working on. We're going to show a couple things in the meeting, and we're going to tease some things that we're going to do next week. That we've just some stuff we just stuck on our servers, and we're not prepared to discuss it too much today. But we're gonna, and then some other things we're going to be working on. So we'll dive in.
If you tell us, you have to kill us.
Nah, there's no secrets. We're gonna tell you what it is. We're just not gonna show it to you. So we'll dive in. Maida, do you want to get us going? And we'll then after that, Carlos, and then I'll tell them a couple things that we're working on, if that's okay.
Yes, hello. So I'm going to talk to you about some updates related to IDX Broker. And you can find all of these in idxaddons.com. So the first thing that I want to show you, it's an update that we made to the IDX button, or our lead manager button. And maybe some of you have already seen this update, but now we are adding like many features. One of them is that you no longer need the IDX lead tag to display the IDX button. Some of you let us know that it was like hard to know who was already an IDX broker lead. So we are changing how it's going to work. And I will show you an example. And right now it's going to use some colors defined by some high-level CSS variables. So you might need like some sort of expertise using CSS variables in case you want to customize it. And well, for the leads, whenever you click on the IDX button, if it's going to check if the lead already exists. If it doesn't exist, there's going to be an option to create a new IDX lead. But if it's already exists, but there's no data associated, we are going to add a registration event in our lead connector dashboard. So this is, I'm going to show you some screenshots, and I'm going to show you a live example. This is our IDX button here in gray. For example, this lead wasn't created in IDX Broker. So whenever I click on the IDX button, it's going to show a message like this one that says, this contact doesn't seem to be found on IDX Broker. Do you want to create a lead? And if you click on just create new lead, we are going to add it to IDX Broker as a new lead. And we're going to add this registration event to the lead connector dashboard. So it's going to start appearing in your dashboard. And this is just an example of how this lead now is showing up in the IDX Broker middleware. So let me show you an example. I had already created this lead, and I just wanted to show you that this lead doesn't exist in IDX Broker. So whenever I click here on the IDX button, it's going to show this message. And if I click here on just create new lead, it's going to create the lead. And if I go back only to verify here the information, I can see that Victor Hugo was created. So this is one of the updates that we have here for the IDX or lead manager button. We're still doing some tweaks to it in order to get, for example, the assigned agent. And well, this is for the IDX button. And I don't know if you have any questions.
Yeah, I have a quick question. So what you're saying is if I have a custom layout inside of HighLevel, it's going to pull that color scheme over on that IDX button. So it's not just like an orange button that doesn't work with my layout. It's something that works with my sidebar, right?
Yes. I mean, I was checking and HighLevel uses some CSS variables. And these are the ones that I check that are related to the sidebar. This one, sidebar background color and sidebar collapse. Maybe there are other ones that we can use, but these are the ones that for now we are going to be using.
Cool. So it'll be styled to match your high level installation, however you have that set up, is what you're saying.
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
And now I want to show you, this is like a very small tutorial on how to add the lead connector dashboard as a widget. And this is only to let you know that we have a tutorial for this in case you want to follow it step by step, and it's this one. But we are going to do it in our demo account step by step.
Hey, Maida, would you be willing to throw that URL in the chat just in case somebody wants to get that?
This one. I added here on the chat.
Thank you.
And well, I have already added it here, but I'm going to remove it. Edit dashboard. And I'm going to delete it. And I'm going to save the changes. Okay, so let's say that I want to add the lead connector dashboard here as a widget in HighLevel. All you need to do is to go to your lead connector dashboard, and you need to copy this white label dashboard link. And inside HighLevel, you need to here edit the dashboard, add a new widget. It needs to be an object. Embed it. You can put the title that you want. It needs to be a URL, and you're going to paste here the URL. But I want to show you something. If you just paste it like this, it's going to show that the IDX Add-ons ID is missing. And this is because it seems that here in the HighLevel dashboard, it doesn't get the custom values. So you need to go and get the IDX Add-ons hash. And you are going to find it here at the bottom of this page. You only need like to copy it and paste it here. You don't need to remove the curly braces. Paste it and click on save. And now it's going to display here the dashboard as a widget. You need to save the changes. So let me make it like bigger. But then you need to save the changes. And now you're going to be able to see here your dashboard in case you want it here in the main page. And I don't know if you have any comments or questions about this.
So Maida, let me ask you a quick question while everybody else is thinking about how to phrase their questions. What you're saying is that if I want to do this, I can put it a widget in this dashboard instead of using a custom menu link. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. There are some clients that don't want to use it here as a custom menu link. They wanted to see it here, maybe here at the top, and see the leads activity. And they can do it like this. It's very easy, but you need to update or to put directly the IDX Add-ons hash. That's important.
I have a question, Mayra. I know that in order to create a custom menu link, you need to have agency access or
yes.
So this way you don't need to have agency access.
Yes, that's right. Because you can add it directly to your dashboard, the one in your sub account. That's a good idea.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask about too. That was a good question, Carlos, because what we run into sometimes is people have trouble. They have a sub account they're using this stuff on, and whoever owns their sub account, doesn't want to add that custom menu link or can't, or it's too slow or whatever. They can just pop that in there and get going, right?
Yes, that's right.
Cool. And does anybody else have any questions for Maida? Okay, thank you, Maida. We appreciate that. We'll have a little Q&A here at the end after Carlos does his thing too. So if you have a question, think about it or throw it here in the chat. Carlos, you want to dive in?
Yes, thank you. I want to show you a new app on IDX app. It's called Affordability Calculator, and it's a widget to quickly determine your home buying budget. And let me show you how it works. This is the widget and how it looks. We have here the annual income, monthly debts, and down payment. And this is intended so you know, or your clients know, what homes they can afford. And you can also use it to determine the price of the homes that your clients can afford. So let's do here an example. I'm going to use 150,000 annual income, and let's do a monthly debts of 1,200. Sorry. Okay, and down payment, let's leave it as it is, and I can see here the price of the home that I can afford and the monthly payment, and I can reset the values. You can also calculate by the payment, the maximum payment you can afford and the down payment. And we have an advanced tab where you can change the interest rate, the PMI, the property taxes, homeowners insurance, and HOA fees. I know this change from a place to another place, so you can fit the taxes or the interest rates where you live or your clients live. So we hope this widget helps your clients and helps you. In this widget, you can use it on your homepage, on your details page, and it's available right now if you have an iHomefinder account or an IDX Broker account. This is one of the apps that we have for both platforms, so you can choose the one that you need. Thank you.
That's great, Carlos.
Yeah, I have a question if it's okay.
Please.
So I love that. I love all the updates. My question would be, is this what Carlos just talked about? Is there going to be an option later on where you see how Realtor.com adds their calculator to every property, similar to like how Plunk is on every property? Is that something that you could see coming down the line where you can embed this calculator whereby it can just automatically grab the price and kind of spit out a predefined something like how Realtor.com does it and give like a mortgage payment?
Yeah, you could totally do that. We have I mean, we could set that up pretty fast, to be honest with you, Ifoma. But we may need to ask people for a little information there. But yeah, that can be added into the property details pages.
Yeah, so and it's just a cool feature that you see Realtor.com does, and I think Redfin does it. I think Zillow does, some of the big companies, and it's just a convenient way. I don't know the full back end, and that's something we can explore, but it's just a convenient way just to kind of like show a price. Up front, obviously, we could put some disclaimers on there, and then there's an option where they can edit this payment, which they could do, like edit, like, and you could change, exactly what the calculator is already doing. It's just when they land on the page, it kind of spits out like, oh, this home is $2,000 a month, but that's catering at a 20% down payment, average taxes XYZ. Based on the information on the page, like the page should have taxes on it and certain other things. So it's not a massive deal to like shut everything down and do. It's just one of those kind of like, oh, this is an added extra benefit to what you're already doing, enhancement, I would say,
Okay, yeah, that's a great idea. And so you bring up a good point too, Ifoma, which is that the HOA fees, the property taxes, some of those other data points
it's
are
already on the
already
page.
Yeah.
That's what Realtor.com is. So what they're doing is like every day, there's the average nationwide interest rate, like Zillow has it on their page. So there's an interest rate that it's national and then some is local, but the interest rate is public, right? So it's not a secret of, it's just a matter of like tapping into whatever that API is to figure out what that average rate is, or just maybe use. But everything else is on the page. The HOA, the taxes, the majority of that stuff is already on all of these pages. So it's just kind of pulling from that and spitting it back out based on a preset. And like if you go to realtor.com page, the team could probably go and maybe kind of like kick around and dig around, and you could get some info on one of their pages too as well. But it's just a cool feature,
Yeah, appreciate that.
No worries.
Yeah, Harvey, you got your hand up over here.
Sorry, I had to find the unmute. I think I found the answer to my question. I signed up for IDX Connect and I just wasn't sure what the next steps were, but I guess I'll just wait a couple days.
Well, hopefully you don't have to wait a couple days. We have Deanna here, so maybe she can go look. If you want to send her a private message here and let her know what your client's name or domain name is, and she can look at it real quick right here in the chat.
Sure.
Any other questions about what Carlos has? Carlos, was there anything else that you wanted to share with us?
Yeah, a quick thing that I forgot to share with you. We have a way to change the colors. For example, if your website, your main website is orange, you can change it to fit your brand. That is a plus. This widget. That's
Cool.
Stella.
Cool. Yeah, so it can pull in some CSS rules there. Right on. Very good. Yeah. Okay. Well, I just want to mention a couple things and we'll do a little Q&A if anybody has any questions. So, one of the things that we're working on that's kind of a funny thing is, tell you a story. We started out, and Ifoma, I think you're one of the, original folks there that's working with us. And we started out, and I don't know, we had about 5 or 6, I'm going to put this in the chat. We had about 5 or 6 custom fields. So then, I don't know whether Ifoma ever asked or something, but Ifoma and all his buddies basically asked us, hey, can you add this? Can you add this? And so we got pretty enthusiastic about it. We thought, gee, we can add these other 4, we could add more. So the other day we were on a Zoom meeting with a client and he says, yeah, I've got a complaint. He says, we've got 83 custom fields coming from you guys. And I guess I hadn't really thought about it. We were so excited that we could make a custom field, like they say, that we never thought to think if we should make another custom field. So we're going to show this to you next week. We just pushed it on the server today. We saw it in our dev meeting this morning. It looks pretty cool. Where when you sign up a client and you go through our little dashboard to activate their HighLevel and their IDX connection or their integration there, you can choose just to select. I think there's about 5 different groups. So there's something like essential fields that we think are essential. You don't have to use them. We have saved property fields, saved search fields, viewed property fields, and some of these other things. Yeah, thanks, Harvey. That's exactly the point. Yeah, exactly. And so Harvey, just for those of you that can't see the chat, he just put in here, he says, the quote from Jurassic Park that I tried to get in there. It says, "You were so preoccupied with whether or not you could, you didn't stop to think if you should." And that's exactly what happened with us. So we got completely carried away. We have 83 custom fields. They all load up in there, and it's a crazy hot mess. Well, now we've set up a thing. When your client signs up, you can select, which groups you want. And then we actually have a way that you can go in and individually select each one of them. We group them for you, and we actually added a little button, and it's something like clean up and organize or something like that. And so if you already have your 83 custom fields on your client account, and you say, oh, gee, this is, what do I do now? We'll share next week in our meeting a link. There's going to be a button there inside of IDX add-ons. You click the button. It's there today if you can find it. And you click the button we want to do, and it organizes it into folders, and you can remove and add kind of at your pleasure those fields. We're not going to get too involved in it today. We have a little more testing that we want to do. And so that's that. We're excited about that. You'll see that next week. Another thing that I want to mention to you is something that we call dynamic saved search. Well, we have already a feature that's called automatic save search. And that has a lovely acronym, the auto save search. And with this new one, we're calling it DSS instead of ASS. But the way dynamic save search works is we look at the traffic that your leads have inside of IDX Broker. And if you activate the dynamic save search, it will go in every day and create a new, we make a saved search for them. So your client will have something like Susie's saved search. And every day we're going to go in and see what Susie looks at on our website, on the IDX pages, and we're going to update the search criteria of Susie's saved search automatically.
Damn.
Yeah. So what happens with that is that Susie starts out looking at homes between 300 and 350,000 in Dallas, Texas. Well, then we start and so if on day one, when she becomes your client, you set up a saved search for her, that saved search is going to show homes in Dallas between 300 and 350. Well, what happens, as you guys know, is after a week, Susie changes her mind and she's starting to look in Plano, Texas, or in Arlington, Texas, and you still have that saved search showing her properties from Dallas. And so what does she do? She says, this is spam. These guys are useless. I don't need this. With this new dynamic save search, it's going to start, if she's in Arlington this week, we're going to start, we run it all through ChatGPT. So we're getting some AI to help us digest this data. And her searches this week will be in Arlington. If she starts looking into Plano or changes her search criteria, she wants 4 bedrooms instead of 3, she's going to get an updated search. And the search criteria she's going to get is going to match that. We're really excited about it. Well, we already have it, most of the code written. We're hoping to show it next week. We're looking for somebody that's willing to be a guinea pig for this. If any of you guys are willing to be a guinea pig, you can comment here in the chat. You can send us a message. Okay, Ifoma said he'd be willing to do it. So there we go. Maida, if you want to get with Ifoma, we can test it. There's Harvey. He's going to be tribute also. So we're excited about that. And Chuck said he would. So we got 3 volunteers here. And we think it's a great feature. So we need to practice. We've done some practices on our end. We look at it in our dev meetings. It looks like it's working, but there's nothing like live data to see what's going on. So those were the 2 things I wanted to share with you. Any questions? Comments? Chuck has a question. Chuck, tear it up.
Hey, I think I may have sent this in through support. But when I pull one of my IDX leads up from IDX add-ons, you've got to create a basic search or create an advanced search. I need subdivision in either of those. I don't care which one.
Should be an option in this, in the advanced search, Chuck. Is it not an option?
I don't see it. I can share and show you if you want.
Yeah,
real
if you want to
quick.
share your screen, I'll bet we can troubleshoot that right now for you. We have 3 of the smartest people at RealtyCandy right here on this call, and I'm not one of them. So
I'll hold you to that.
yeah, if Diana and Maida and Carlos can't fix it, you're doing something wrong, Chuck.
So we're here, right?
Yep. So down at the bottom where it says advanced fields, click add fields.
Oh, why didn't you say that?
Huh?
Thank you.
There you go.
Everybody needed to learn this, right?
Yeah, well, it's hidden there, so we don't know that that's.
So
What-
did it put it up there? Where do I save it now? Save
think-
fields.
Yeah, I would probably save it there. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see. Now, if you go to the bottom of that page, what does it look like? Does it give you an option?
Yeah,
down-
there it is. Yeah. Perfect.
Yep.
Yeah, Errol's McClary, there's condo. They put all of our subdivisions, condos and true subdivisions all together. Really threw me for a loop for a little while there, but it was on one of the last updates. So that's great. Okay, never mind.
Yep. Well, that's good. I'm glad we had Maida, Carlos, and Diana here to back me up in case I got. This is my first day doing customer support here, Chuck. So
Yeah, I get it.
I felt kind of under the gun. My armpits are all sweaty after doing that here with these guys watching me. Any other questions? I think we're done. That was all we have. So we're just here. If you have any questions for us, we'd love to answer them. Ifoma, Harvey, Chuck?
You know, I think I'm just waiting to hear back from the team on yesterday because I was playing around with that create lead, and we just, you know, my clientele is brokers, right? And you know, we have all the agents in one sub account. So it worked pretty okay where we create the lead, and the lead was created in IDX Broker, and it was created in the sub account, but it wasn't assigned to that agent, and because it wasn't assigned to that agent, he couldn't see it. So I know they're working on that.
Yep.
But they're pretty good, man.
Yeah, Maida showed us that in our dev meeting, and I think that Ifoma, they're taking that as a bug fix, and so that moves to the top of the work queue.
Thank you, guys. I think, and they gave me a workaround, which is to create a workflow. But I'm just gonna wait to see if they, you know, because the create a workflow for 50 agents. Each of one of my accounts have 50 agents in that sub account, like, you know, 50, and the other one has like 20. Too much to make the workflow. So let's see if we come up with something else.
Yeah. Maida, do you have any updates on that you want to share here, or not really?
No, we have some code already, but we still need to do some tests. And if it's ready, I'm going to push the changes to the server today in a couple of hours. And if not, maybe tomorrow. But we will let you know if I'm.
Thank you. You guys are the best. I appreciate you.
Hey, we appreciate you, Ifoma. I want to tell you guys real quick, and then we'll end our meeting. But let me just tell you, I was in our developer meeting today, and I actually took a screenshot. We had 7 developers in there, and it was interesting to me to see that everybody's working on all these different things, and they're coming up with these really fantastic solutions. And I think that they're able to provide some really cool software and make some really great products because of all these innovative things that they're doing. And I appreciate, you know, you guys giving us feedback and pointing us in the right direction. That means a lot to us because we see what needs to happen. And I'm really proud of our developer team for all they do. Maida and Carlos lead those 2 projects, the IDX Broker and the iHomefinder projects. And they just do fantastic work. I'm really proud of them and I'm really happy for what they do. Thank you. Okay.
Thank-
We'll tear it up. We'll end the meeting and we'll see you guys, same channel, same place next week. We got some fun stuff.